Elephants are the last surviving representatives of the family Elephantidae, belonging to the order Proboscidea. Their ancient ancestors once dominated many ecosystems across the planet for tens of millions of years. The order Proboscidea flourished from the late Paleocene to the Miocene, with more than 160 known species, including now extinct ones like mastodons and mammoths. The genus Elephantidae, which includes modern elephants and prehistoric relatives like Mammuthus, emerged about 6 million years ago. Among the most notable species in this genus is Mammuthus primigenius, the woolly mammoth, which typified the frigid regions of the Ice Age. But to understand the formation and evolution of M. primigenius, we must go back in time to the Miocene. One of the earliest known ancestors of elephants, Mammuthus, lived during the late Eocene in North Africa. It was about the size of a tapir, lived in swampy areas, and had distinct molars suggesting an early link to modern elephants. While it lacked a long trunk, Mammuthus already exhibited important anatomical features, such as teeth adapted for chewing soft vegetation. Two important genera from the late Eocene to early Oligocene, also in Africa, are Phiomia and Baratherium. Phiomia had begun to develop a short trunk and tusk-like premolars, indicating an early adaptation to a more varied diet and drier environments. The family Gomphotheridiidae includes many four-tusked elephants, which were widely distributed across Eurasia, Africa, and North America. They are considered a transitional group between ancient elephants and modern ones. Changes in tooth structure allowed them to consume a wider range of foods, laying the groundwork for the emergence of mammoths. Primelephas is thought to be the direct ancestor of both modern elephants, Elephas and Loxodonta, and mammoths, Mammuthus. This species appeared in Africa during the late Miocene. From this lineage, the genus Mammuthus began to form and evolve. The genus Mammuthus emerged around 5 million years ago in Africa or Western Asia, with the first known species being Mammuthus subplanifrons. From there, mammoths spread into Europe and Asia, gradually adapting to colder environments during the Pleistocene. One of the earliest mammoths in Europe was Mammuthus meridionalis, a large species with sparse hair and massive molars used for grinding leaves. It inhabited warm forest environments and was the ancestor of later mammoth species. Evolving from M. meridionalis, Mammuthus trogontherii lived in the cold steppes of Asia and Europe. It was larger and began showing adaptations to cold climates, such as a bulkier body and molars better suited for grazing. Evolving from M. trogontherii around 400,000 years ago, M. primigenius was the most highly evolved member of its genus. It had thick fur, a thick layer of subcutaneous fat, small ears to reduce heat loss, and molars adapted to dry, cellulose-rich vegetation. The relationship between Mammuthus primigenius and prehistoric humans represents a unique chapter in evolutionary and archaeological history. Archaeological discoveries reveal that this interaction was not only ecological but also influenced human culture, art, and survival during the Stone Age. Both Homo sapiens and Homo neanderthalensis hunted woolly mammoths. Mammoth bones and tusks were used to make tools, weapons, jewelry, and even shelter structures. Some sites in Ukraine and Russia show traces of houses built from mammoth skulls and leg bones. Mammoth hunting provided vast amounts of meat, helping humans survive harsh winters. Cut marks on mammoth bones and the presence of stone tools at archaeological sites serve as evidence of this interaction. Mammoths frequently appeared in prehistoric cave art, especially in famous caves like Chauvet and Ruffignac in France. These depictions were not only artistic expressions but may also have held religious, ritualistic, or educational significance. Mammoth ivory was also used to carve figurines of humans and animals, such as the Venus of Whole Fells, one of the oldest known human representations in sculpture. Overhunting is believed to have been one of the contributing factors in the decline of mammoth populations. Combined with climate change at the end of the Ice Age, the human-mammoth relationship may have pushed the species toward extinction. Ecological models suggest that even low but sustained levels of hunting could collapse populations of slowly producing species like mammoths. The extinction of Mammuthus primigenius, which occurred about 4,000 years ago, resulted from a combination of environmental and biological factors rather than a single cause. The end of the last ice age, around 11,700 years ago, brought about significant changes in climate and vegetation. As global temperatures rose, the cold grassland habitats, steppe tundra, ideal for mammoths, were gradually replaced by taiga and deciduous forests. The mammoth's main food sources, grasses and low vegetation, became scarce, making it difficult for them to adapt quickly. While climate change reduced their habitat, hunting pressure from humans exacerbated population decline. Migrating human groups may have overhunted mammoths beyond their reproductive capacity. This was especially critical in small, isolated populations. Genetic studies on frozen mammoth remains indicate that toward the end, primigenius populations experienced a genetic bottleneck, a dramatic reduction in population size and genetic diversity. This made them more prone to disease, less adaptable, and more vulnerable to environmental changes. Some of the last surviving populations lived on isolated islands such as Wrangel, in the Arctic Ocean, and St. Paul, Alaska, until about 4,000 to 3,700 years ago. However, their isolation limited genetic diversity and migration ability, preventing recovery from ecological or environmental catastrophes. Today, Mammuthus primigenius is not only a prehistoric icon but also a central subject in fields like paleontology, genetics, and biotechnology. Decoding the genome of the woolly mammoth from preserved soft tissue has provided valuable insights into evolution, physiology, and the genetic relationship between mammoths and modern Asian elephants. These findings not only enhance our understanding of extinct species but also contribute to the conservation of modern elephants by comparing traits related to adaptation and disease. Some research groups, such as Colossal Biosciences and scientists at Harvard University, are attempting to insert mammoth genes into Asian elephants using CRISPR gene editing technology. Their goal is to create a hybrid organism with biological traits like thick fur, subcutaneous fat, and cold resistance, essentially reviving a mammoth-like creature. Some hypotheses suggest that reintroducing mammoth-like elephants could help restore cold grassland ecosystems, Pleistocene Park, in Siberia, contributing to permafrost preservation and greenhouse gas reduction. While controversial, this represents a compelling example of how science can bridge ancient biology with modern conservation. However, de-extincting mammoths raises many ethical questions. Should we bring back an extinct species? Can we truly recreate the original, or are we creating hybrids? Furthermore, providing appropriate social and environmental conditions for resurrected mammoths remains an unsolved challenge. Mammuthus primigenius is more than an ice age symbol, it is a key to understanding evolution, human-animal interactions, and the future of biotechnology. From ancestors in African swamps to the icy islands where they vanished, the journey of the mammoth is a testament to nature's constant change, and a stark reminder of the consequences of climate change and human impact on ecosystems.